That's pretty strong, but again, it hasn't hit home.
And one lawmaker is hoping it never does. A state bill aimed at strengthening the punishment for texting while driving will be voted on this week.
It would raise a maximum sentence for causing a deadly accident while texting to 30 years in prison.
Megan McRoberts live now with more on what drivers think of this plan. Megan?
Well, John and Tanya, whether it's texting or checking Facebook or even plugging an address into your GPS, this device can be the source of plenty of distractions out on these roadways. Some drivers telling me sometimes it's just hard to put the phone down, but lawmakers hope a new bill to lead to more strict texting laws will encourage them to do so. If you don't do it, chances are you know someone who's guilty of texting behind the wheel.
Even I'm guilty of it at times.
Drivers like Richard Schmidt say phones are harder than ever to set aside.
Facebook, Instagram, social media, really.
Seen people on like Instagram in the car next to me, and I'm like, oh my God. I've seen people almost cause accidents because they were looking down at their phone.
State Representative Irv Schlossberg says it's dangerous behavior that can be deadly. He's now pushing legislation to raise the maximum sentence for texting and causing a deadly accident to 30 years in prison. And it's not just texting that's under fire, but typing anything into a phone from social media to GPS.
It's almost as bad as being drunk when you're texting and driving. You're 27 times more likely to have a crash.
While the punishment seems harsh to some,
You know, like if somebody did it today, 30 years to me is too much.
others support anything that could make the roadways they drive on safer.
Definitely a long time, but you cost someone a life. That could be many more years that they could have had.
The message here is don't text and drive. Jail is not a nice place.
And Schlossberg says if this bill does not pass this year, he will bring it back up again next year. And here's another thing he wants to change. Right now, you can only be ticketed for texting while driving if you're pulled over for something else. He wants to change that to where you can be pulled over just for texting and be ticketed. He says that's something he wants to address during the next session in 2015. Reporting live, Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.